So hello everyone, we're Equilibrium.
And you're watching Chaoszine.
Hello, hello, hello. We are in John Smith Rock Festival in Finland. And today we are lucky enough to have the whole band of Equilibrium here. Welcome, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You are quite fresh off the stage. How was the John Smith Rock Festival?
It's awesome. I think it was really nice. Everything was perfect so far. The audience was great.
Good reaction from the audience, yeah. We felt very welcome.
A lot of people who knew the words to this song, I noticed this day. There's a lot of people just singing along to it with every song. It's really cool to see.
Even the German ones.
Exactly. I didn't even know it.
Have you time to check out other bands here? Do you generally do that?
We're gonna do it.
Yeah. Not yet, because we actually arrived just before the show. So we arrived, did the stage setup and everything. And I believe that now, after we finish the interview, we will have the delight of checking some of the finest bands that are playing the festival, so for sure. I'm really keen on Perturbator, so yeah, would like to see them.
Yeah. Congratulations on finding a new singer, Fabian. How has it been? Do you have already some kind of chemistry in the band? How do you feel?
It is very great to be a part of the Equilibrium family at the moment, and yes, I love it.
When you're asking about the chemistry, it was actually when we invited him for the first time. Already the first handshake and the first eye contact, you could already feel there was something, and then it got further and further. So yeah, that definitely was or still is a chemistry.
Sounds nice. Fabian, do you have some kind of history with the band? Were you fan or something?
Yes, I listened to Equilibrium first when I was about 15 years old, and the first track I listened to was Blut im Auge, and I played some computer games to that track, and yes, that was the first moment I listened to Equilibrium.
So how was it to get to be part of the band? When
Very great.
They told that you get to be.
Yes, unbelievable.
You now released your first single with Fabian, Shelter. What has the feedback been?
Oh, very controversial. I mean, we still have many fans who really admire the old albums like Turis Frati and Sagas, and of course the band has changed. I mean, I'm absolutely sure that there are still the core elements within the songs, like the synthes, there's the folkish elements, and it's still Equilibrium. But the many people, like on the internet, I mean, the very vocal ones, like, they always stand up and speak out what they think, you know. That's just the internet. That's the modern time.
Okay.
But I think also, like, live, you can really see that they're just a minority. I'm not saying that their opinions are not valid or anything, but I mean, when you play these new songs live, people love it. You can see it very easily that people are jumping along, clapping along, and I think that's kind of all the evidence we need, really.
I think actually, like, somehow we are used to this mixed reactions. It was actually already when we released the first album. It was like, the demo was more true, and this is now more polished, and then this is typical Nuclear Blast. They're going mainstream now, right? Already years ago and albums before, so we are kind of used to it. But I think it's nice that you can see there are emotions in the audience. Some like it, some don't like it, and that's. For us, it doesn't change how we make our music. We just make what we feel at this moment, and usually it turns out at the end that, as we could see today, like, the audience is having a good time with it.
And even like on Spotify or the streaming services, we can see that especially the newer songs receive way bigger audience, you know, and this is just something you need to take for granted, and it's not like always listen to the vocal ones on the internet.
Yeah, definitely. And I can hear like Equilibrium in Shelter. It's definitely you anyway. For Fabian, it's your, or Fabian.
Fabian,
yeah. It's your first song in the
Fabulous.
Fabulous.
Just call him Fabulous.
It's your first in the band, but has it been easy to learn all the old Equilibrium songs and make them your own?
No, because I loved the old tracks and I loved the new tracks, and to Blut im Auge, like the old way, it's for me not a problem because I love these tracks too, and yes, with the vocal range, with the vocal range, it is okay to be to bring modern parts in the band, and also yes, the old school parts, and yes.
Okay. You have some kind of new album coming, maybe? Or can we already talk about the release date?
Oh, it's too early to talk about the release date, but we're definitely working right now very strong on new material, new songs. We will definitely release more singles, and the plan is to release a new album next year. That we can already say.
Okay. How much is there, as we're talking like old Equilibrium and new Equilibrium, as you are having like a new era, so how much is there old Equilibrium in the album, or are you going like?
We're not really planning this. Like we write one song and then another song, maybe some songs also at the same time. It's not that we plan, okay, now let's go a little bit more old school, now let's do more modern stuff. It just comes from somewhere. The melodies come, the ideas come, the lyrics come. We put it together, and yeah, then that's how the music is created. We're not really planning it too much.
Yeah, so do you really talk about it? Like, is this sounding like old, or is this sounding like new, or?
I mean, when the song is finished, we find out, okay, this sounds a little bit more, there are a lot of maybe more old influences, this is maybe a little bit more modern, but it's not really like that we would plan this. It's just very intuitive songwriting. I mean, obviously at the moment, or also since some years, we like the more modern parts of it, but I feel like we always combine it with like the essential elements that we have, like folkish elements, like epicness, and of course like the harsh vocals. I think this is always going to be a part of the music.
I think like when I joined in 2019 or late 2018, when they showed me Renegades for the first time, well, Renegades is quite different. You know, it wasn't a problem for me as a new guy to hear that this is Equilibrium, you know. So I think like the songwriting is just kind of like sort of just progresses. Yeah. And you just kind of just go with the flow, what works and what doesn't. And but I think a lot of people just expect certain things. You know, they want the flutes, and then when there's no flute, there's, you know. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure we are that kind of band, as René already stated. Like they would even complain probably if we would release another Tourist Frater, they would say, "Oh, okay, it sounds like the first album." You know?
Exactly.
So you're going to drop some singles. Is that going to happen very soon? You have something ready, planned?
Actually, we're writing, after this festival season, we will start writing immediately, and we plan to release already something in autumn, definitely.
Oh, nice. So you're still working on it. How is the process of making music? Does it get any different when like you get new singer or new people? Have the process, changed?
Absolutely. I mean, I feel every time we change the vocalist, I mean now it's the third time and I hope it's the last time, but yeah, there is some process. Like our first singer was very high-pitched screaming vocals, and the music was very packed, and it was easy to incorporate the vocals. Now with our second vocalist, he had more deeper vocals, and there we had to make more space in the music for his vocals. Now with Fabian, I feel like there's a huge range. We can usually we can basically use higher vocals, deeper vocals. We can use yelling. I feel there's a lot of colors that we can use now, and that makes it very fun to create music, because we can experiment in all kind of directions.
Okay, nice. Is there any leftover material from earlier albums, do you usually use the leftover material? Because I know these things differ between different bands.
Definitely, yeah. It's funny, we just talked about it, like Renegades, which is one of our more modern, newer songs. Actually, the main riff is based on some very old melodies that I wrote 10 years ago or something. So there's always like this treasure box where there's some parts, and I feel like for every of these parts there's the right timing to come out.
Ooh, okay. So there is something that might.
Maybe.
Come on. Okay. How about live? Do you think about live when you do music, and how big is live music and performing to you as being an artist? Like how important live music is compared to making music?
Do you want to answer that?
I know that's hard question.
No, but I feel like I think Equilibrium's music is generally big and epic, and I think like the ultimate expression of the music is live. Like when you really feel like standing backstage today, like the intro was going, you felt the rumbling in your bones, and that's when you truly kind of get the music of Equilibrium, in my opinion. And so I don't know if you think like that when you write it, but at least it feels like it. You know?
I think like it's some part that you sometimes have in mind when you write music.
Yeah.
That you think also about how would this be live. Yeah. Because we figured out like many people always wanted to play us old stuff, but the old stuff doesn't really fit so well on stage. Sometimes we didn't play it, but they were there and looking. Okay, nice.
I actually remember like last time we played in Finland, because we played Unbesiegt that set, I remember, and it's so funny. People yelled for that song to play it live, but the reactions when we played Renegades compared to that, it's a wild difference.
Yeah.
They were standing still on Unbesiegt. When we played Renegades, they were jumping till the floors were rumbling.
Yeah, the thing is not that the one or the other is better or worse, but it's just like how the songs were composed, and there's so much going on. Like you have probably 50 like synth tracks, and then every chorus is different with a different ending. It's also hard for us to be like, oh come on, it's again different, you know. But in general, to come back to your question, I think life is getting more and more important for us as we are this group now. We're super enthusiastic and ambitious to, with the rehearsals, like due to the places where we live, like we are not all based in the same country, we do not have had the chance to practice like every week, like bands do who live in the same city. So now we try that, we meet up before the shows. Like yesterday evening, I arrived quite late to the hotel and to the party, because the first thing when I entered the room was, hey, are you up for a late rehearsal? Oh yeah, come on. It's, and we did it, and we were done at 1:30 in the morning.
Okay, and then you had some early morning rehearsals.
That's true.
Yeah, so
the grind never ends.
Yeah.
But I feel like all these procedures also about making music and also playing music live. I mean, of course we have the band here and stuff, but it's like we didn't only change the vocalist, we also worked on our crew and all the stuff that is behind it, right? So, and this has a lot of influence also, like producing music now. We have more collaborators. For example, we have Cleo Tiger also, who is always have been a part behind the band since years now, and also this is also like very affecting like the visual aspects, the aesthetics, and also the songwriting and stuff. And I feel we are now way more open for influences for collaborating with people when they are the right people fitting to this kind of project. So that's a really nice process that we made during the last years.
Yeah. Do you have any special routines or anything before the show?
We just thought about like we need a new routine now. Like before stuff. Today we were a little bit lost. Like what are we doing now? Right? So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We need to find something new now.
Yeah.
We had some.
we have a snack.
Enjoy some food.
Get some food. Have a rest. Getting old, man.
Speak for yourself, man. Yeah, but I mean, these kind of things are changes with the chemistry of the band. So I would say that we definitely had some routines before shows in previous years, and now we're kind of trying to adapt to the new reality and to the new constellations and making our own new updated routine before the show. So we were kind of learning it together, and I think it's part of the magic actually.
Yeah, you're updating the whole thing you're doing. And everything.
In a good way, in a very good way, in a very positive way. I think every one of the band members and the crew really feel it, that there's this like new spirit, new vibe, new vibrant and vivid energy in the band, and we all enjoy it, I think.
But I think like with Equilibrium, it's more like behind, like backstage and before the show. We don't always do that much, but I feel like when we do get on stage and everything kind of hits, we're getting ready. That's when everything strikes, and we do.
But we don't do that much.
No, but I mean, like, we don't have any specific things we do
sure.
backstage or whatever. But like when we do get on stage, like we go. Everyone knows what we're doing. We're gonna do this and this, and bam, let's go.
But to be honest, our ritual is just like or at least it was until now, right before we enter, like during the intro. There are some bands, drinking champagne like in the backstage before, or that kind of stuff. We've never done that.
Yeah. So you have to
maybe invent
get some kind of funny routine.
Something to think about.
But I think the chemistry thing, it shows. Since I was today seeing your show, and I think it looked very good, and you can't tell that there's some new guys.
I mean, we don't need a routine to look good, right?
I know. Yeah, but the new era is looking good, and you have stuff to do. And so, what's your plans to this year now? You're doing some music, some shows.
Yeah, with a couple more shows. Like actually, very spontaneously, we entered a small tour between Christmas and New Year's Eve. So we will have, but they're mostly in German language countries like Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. It's just a couple of shows, but we are very happy that we actually had the chance to enter this tour, because for a few weeks we weren't able to book new shows because we weren't a full band, right? And now this changed, of course, and we are working very busy for next year to have a lot of festival shows and also go on tour again, releasing the new album. So there's plenty of work to do.
Any knowledge if you're coming back to Finland?
Not yet. We hope so. There are many great festivals around Finland, in Helsinki, in more up like Tuska.
This message goes to everyone who is arranging events in Finland.
We would love to come back.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're hoping.
I mean, we had such a warm welcome here in John Smith Festival, and I mean, I think I'm speaking on behalf of the band that we would be very happy to come back to Finland and play the new material.
Yes.
With Fabio. Fabulous.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
So you have a nickname now?
Yes, maybe.
Nice.
He has a few nicknames already.
Quite a few. Just doesn't know one.
Dr. Ghetto.
Dr. Ghetto. That's the best
Fabian, Fabio.
Nice. Okay, well, yours looking very good, and we hope to see you in Finland again. So
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I wish you amazing summer, and
Thank you. Kiitos.
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 Thank you.